Archery, another sport which originated as a method of warfare, was one of the few athletic pursuits open to women in the 19th century. It had been an accepted leisure activity for the aristocracy since the Middle Ages, and was deemed a suitable pastime for women, primarily because it was a stationary endeavour in which overt physical exertion was minimal, thereby avoiding any unseemly huffing, puffing and sweating, and which enjoyed the added advantage that it could be undertaken in traditionally feminine attire. It was also a decidedly amateur sport, in which prize money was on offer, but which was still largely viewed as a hobby and an occasional source of personal competition for the well-to-do. Alice Legh, born to English parents in Ontario, Canada, but a resident of Worcestershire, England from her early childhood, was the undoubted queen of women's archery during its amateur heyday. Unlike those 19th century sportswomen who opposed societal convention by pursuing traditional male-only sports, Alice hailed from a family of enthusiastic archers and mastered her craft beneath the watchful eye of her mother Emily, a superb archer in her own right who became one of the few women to defeat Alice in open competition. Alice began her archery career as a teenager, turning out for the local Cheltenham Archery Society. She won her first gold medal at a tournament in neighbouring Warwickshire at the age of 19, and by 1881 she had become British national champion. Thereafter, Alice would come to dominate British competitive archery for the next 4 decades, becoming British national champion an incredible 23 times between 1881 and 1923, her final victory achieved at the age of 67. She held the title for 7 consecutive years between 1886 and 1892, and then again for another 8 consecutive years between 1902 and 1909. Her total score of 840 points, including 30 golds, made with a maximum of 144 hits, achieved at Bath in 1881, remains a world record to this day. Yet, though her remarkable feats with the bow unquestionably elevated the profile of women's archery, Alice remained steeped in the amateur traditions of her sport, showing little interest in competing internationally and refusing to turn professional. Indeed, she proudly contrasted her own strict amateurism with the habits of professional archers, whom she rather derisively defined as those who were paid a fee by the organisers to shoot for the amusement of spectators. Alice articulated her quaintly old-fashioned views in a volume published in 1894 in which she described archery as a gentle and elegant amusement for young ladies, and felt it equally suitable for matronly women who might appear undignified attempting more rough-and-tumble sports. Alice's advice to budding young female archers in many ways highlighted the inherent contradictions between her progressive shooting and her conservative values. On the one hand, she advocated lengthy practice, a precise, easily repeatable technique, and encouraged training sessions on different types of ground, so that one would not be distracted by unexpectedly uneven footing in competition. On the other, she emphasised the importance of ladylike decorum and the need to be fashionably dressed at all times, leading by example by always competing in elegant gowns tailored with the deliberate purpose of remaining chic without interfering with her ability to draw the bow. Alice Legh's pioneering spirit as the greatest archer of the amateur era may perhaps most poignantly be encapsulated in a single anecdote. In 1908, archery was added to the Olympic programme, and Alice was unsurprisingly invited to headline Great Britain's women's team. Yet she declined the invitation, choosing instead to focus upon her defence of the British National Championships, which were to be held the week after the Games. When the time came, Alice commandingly triumphed over her competitors, in the final thrashing the previous week's Olympic gold medalist Sybil Queenie Newhall by 151 points. If you enjoyed this content, I'd recommend checking out my new book, Hollywood's Women of Action, From the Perils of Pauline to Wonder Woman, which examines the development of the action heroine as a character from the silent screen era to the present day. It's available from Amazon and other international booksellers. To purchase, follow the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.